Welcome to Next Art. Each week we like to take a deep dive into the most relevant and exciting topics from the art world.
And today we're taking you on a deep dive into a market that's truly captivating the global art scene
Yeah,
in Korea.
you got it. We've got reports and expert analyses and even interviews with artists and gallerists, all painting a really vivid picture of what's happening in the Korean art world right now.
And what's so fascinating here is the sheer energy and momentum we're seeing.
Yeah?
The Korean art market is experiencing incredible growth,
Oh, yeah.
almost reaching $1 trillion.
That's a massive jump,
It is.
especially in just 10 years.
Yeah.
What's driving this incredible surge?
Well, one key factor is the emergence of a new generation of collectors, particularly millennials and Gen Z.
Okay.
They're bringing a fresh perspective and a genuine enthusiasm for Korean art.
That's so interesting. I remember reading that KIRF,
Right.
Korea International Art Fair, reported a huge increase in sales from this younger demographic.
Yeah.
It seems like they're not just passively observing.
Yeah.
They're actively engaging with the art scene.
Absolutely. And their interest goes beyond just buying art.
Okay.
We're seeing a trend towards survey exhibitions that offer a deep dive into an artist's entire career,
Wow.
showcasing their creative journey and evolution.
Oh, I love that. It's like getting a glimpse into the artist's mind,
Yeah.
understanding their influences and inspirations.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like these exhibitions are also playing a role in connecting Korean art with the global audience.
Precisely. And that connection is further strengthened by the growing presence of Korean artists
Right.
on the international stage.
Yeah.
We're seeing Korean curators leading major museums,
Wow.
artists showcasing at prestigious events like the Venice Biennale, and even collaborations with big names in fashion.
So it's not just a local phenomenon.
It's not.
Korean art is making a statement worldwide.
It
It
is.
makes you wonder,
Yeah.
what makes it stand out? What are those unique qualities that are captivating the global art world?
Well, let's hear what the experts have to say.
Uh-huh.
We have some exclusive interviews with key players in the Korean art scene,
Sure.
offering their insights and perspectives.
Let's hear it.
Let's start with gallerist Javier Perez.
He's known for his incredible eye for emerging talent.
He is.
And his Gallery Pairs projects
Right.
is incredibly popular with the younger generation of collectors.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that he chose Seoul as the base for his expansion into Asia.
I think so, too.
What do you think drew him to the Korean art market specifically?
Well, in his interview, Perez highlights the vibrancy and dynamism of the Korean art community.
Okay.
He's drawn to the strong network of museums and curators, and he sees Seoul as a major hub for contemporary art in Asia,
Yeah.
a place where creativity is flourishing.
And it's not just about the infrastructure, it's about the people too.
Yeah.
Right? Perez specifically mentioned the sophisticated and receptive nature of Korean collectors,
Mm-hmm.
particularly those in the younger generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He sees them as being very open to new ideas and concepts,
I see.
eager to engage with art that challenges conventions and pushes boundaries.
Now let's shift gears and hear from an artist who's making a name for herself both in Korea and internationally. Ryu Sung-sil.
Okay.
Her work is thought-provoking,
It is.
satirical, and definitely not afraid to push boundaries.
No.
What's intriguing about Ryu is that she initially found her audience online,
It is.
bypassing the traditional gallery system.
Yeah.
Her success speaks volumes about the power of digital platforms in the art world today.
Absolutely.
It's true. Artists are no longer solely reliant on traditional gatekeepers.
Right.
They can connect directly with their audience, build a following,
Yeah.
and gain recognition through platforms like Instagram and online art marketplaces.
For sure.
And Ryu's work is a great example of how effectively artists can leverage these platforms to reach a global audience. Her satirical and darkly comedic approach to exploring Korean society resonates with both local and international viewers
Yeah.
who appreciate her sharp wit and insightful commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Her work definitely seems to be striking a chord.
Mm.
Speaking of resonating with audiences,
Yeah.
let's talk about the role of corporate museums in the Korean art scene.
Okay.
We're seeing major corporations like Samsung,
Uh-huh.
Amor Pacific, and Paradise
Right.
heavily involved in funding museums,
Yeah.
sponsoring exhibitions,
Right.
and even building their own impressive art collections.
It's a fascinating phenomenon.
It is.
And it raises questions about their motivations.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it pure philanthropy?
Right.
A desire to enhance their image?
Uh-huh.
Or perhaps a strategic investment in the future of Korean art.
It's probably a combination of factors.
Right.
But regardless of their motivations,
Yeah.
it's undeniable that these corporations are playing a significant role in shaping the Korean art landscape.
For sure.
They're providing crucial funding.
Supporting emerging artists.
Yeah.
And making art more accessible to the public.
And it's not just about financial support.
Okay.
They're also playing a role in shaping taste and influencing collecting trends. Their acquisitions can bring attention to specific artists or movements,
Right.
impacting the market in a very real way.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's not just about putting art on display. It's
Yeah.
about actively shaping the art world's direction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we dive into the future of Korean art,
Okay.
I'm curious about a trend we see emerging globally.
Yeah.
The convergence of art and technology.
Ah, yes. The rise of art tech is a global phenomenon, and Korea is at the forefront of this movement.
Really?
We're seeing artists like
Yeah.
Lee Nam,
Yeah.
known for his digital reinterpretations of traditional Korean painting,
Okay.
gaining international recognition.
And it's not just individual artists.
No, not.
Platforms like Paradise Art Lab are actively supporting the creation of works that blend art and technology, pushing the boundaries of artistic expression
Yeah.
and creating immersive and interactive experiences for audiences.
It's a fascinating space to watch as the lines between art,
Oh, yeah.
technology, and entertainment continue to blur.
And it speaks to the innovative spirit of the Korean art scene.
It does.
Its willingness to embrace new possibilities and explore uncharted territories.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with all this creative energy and momentum,
Yeah.
what does it all mean for the future of Korean art? Where is it headed?
Well, based on the trends we've discussed so far,
Okay.
it's clear that Korean art is on an upward trajectory. It's dynamic,
Yeah.
it's evolving, and it's captivating audiences worldwide.
That's great.
The market is booming,
Wow.
new galleries are emerging, artists are gaining international acclaim,
Okay.
and corporations are investing heavily in the arts.
It sounds amazing.
It's a really exciting time to be a part of the Korean art world. It does feel like all the elements are in place for Korean art to truly take center stage in the global art world.
I agree.
But let's not forget about the individuals who are shaping the scene behind the scenes.
Right.
I'm thinking of people like actress Kim Hee-seon,
Oh, yeah.
who is also a passionate art enthusiast and curator.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, she's curated exhibitions,
Yeah.
championed Korean artists,
Mm-hmm.
and is even planning to take Korean art to a global audience with an exhibition tour starting in Paris.
That's right.
It's fascinating how she sees a distinct K factor as the essence of Korean art.
It is.
And what exactly is this K factor?
Well, in her interview, she talks about it as an irreplaceable inner energy,
Wow.
something unique and captivating that she believes will resonate with a global audience.
Interesting.
She sees it as a combination of traditional Korean aesthetics,
Okay.
contemporary perspectives,
Uh-huh.
and a certain dynamism that sets Korean art apart.
It's interesting how she's using her platform to bridge the gap between the entertainment world and the art world, bringing attention and generating interest in Korean art.
Absolutely. And her involvement is a testament to the growing influence and appeal of Korean art, not just within Korea,
Yeah.
but on a global scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's not just celebrities like Kim Hee-seon who are playing a vital role.
Right.
We also have academics and art professionals like
Yep.
Professor Hena Jo,
Okay.
an art historian and founder of an art research and advising company,
Wow.
who offers a really interesting perspective on the corporate museum landscape.
I read that Professor Jo has extensive experience working with major galleries,
She does.
like Arario and Gallery Hyundai.
Mm-hmm.
What insights does she bring from her time in those spaces?
She points out that while the initial motivation for corporations to get involved in art might be driven by the owner's personal interest,
Okay.
it often evolves into something much bigger.
Okay.
It becomes about contributing to the Korean art world as a whole,
I see.
supporting young artists, and enhancing the company's image on a global scale.
So it's not just about personal taste.
Right.
It's about a broader vision for the role of art and culture in society.
Exactly.
It's fascinating how these corporate museums are filling a gap in the Korean art ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
supporting a wider range of artistic practices,
Yeah.
especially those that might not find space in more traditional institutions.
That's a great point. Professor Joe highlights how these corporate museums are providing a platform for experimental and emerging artists,
Okay.
particularly those working with technology, which
Oh.
might not always align with the curatorial focus of more established museums.
Yeah.
They're taking risks and championing innovation in a way that's truly exciting.
And it sounds like they're really pushing the boundaries and helping to shape the future of Korean art.
They are.
But of course, there are challenges too, right?
Right.
I imagine relying on corporate funding can create some instability in terms of long-term planning and exhibition budgets.
Exactly. Professor Joe acknowledges those challenges, pointing out that the dependence on corporate funding can sometimes lead to shifts in priorities or unexpected budget cuts.
I see.
It's a delicate balancing act,
Yeah.
but overall, it seems like these corporate museums are playing a positive role in promoting Korean art and nurturing emerging talent.
It's a fascinating dynamic,
It is.
and one that's definitely worth watching closely.
For sure.
Now, let's zoom out a bit and take a look at the broader auction market trends.
Okay.
We know the Korean art market is booming overall,
Mhm.
but I'm curious about what's happening specifically in the auction houses.
Well, while galleries and art fairs have seen significant growth,
Yeah.
the auction market has actually experienced a bit of a dip this year.
Really?
In the first half of 2023,
Okay.
the total amount of winning bids was down almost 45% compared to the same period last year.
Wow, that's a significant drop.
Right.
What factors are contributing to this decline?
Right.
Is it a sign that the Korean art bubble is bursting, or is there something else at play here?
It's probably a combination of factors.
Okay.
Global economic headwinds are certainly playing a role,
Yeah.
particularly the economic slowdown in China.
Uh-huh.
The art market is very sensitive to these fluctuations.
I see.
And a slowdown in one major market can have ripple effects across the globe.
Right.
We've also seen rising interest rates globally,
Mm-hmm.
which may be making collectors a bit more cautious with their investments.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's interesting to consider how these broader economic trends can impact something as seemingly niche as the Korean art market.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds us that art is not just a cultural product.
Right.
It's also a commodity, subject to the same forces of supply and demand as any other market.
Absolutely. And another factor that might be contributing to the dip is the
Yeah.
rapid price increases we saw in 2021 and 2022.
Oh, okay.
There was a sense that the market was overheating,
Mhm.
especially for certain young artists
Right.
whose auction prices were soaring far beyond their primary market value. So this current dip could be seen as a correction,
Okay.
a kind of reality check for a market that was perhaps getting ahead of itself.
So it's not necessarily a sign of declining interest in Korean art.
Right.
It's more of a recalibration,
Yeah.
a return to a more sustainable pace of growth.
Exactly. And it's important to note that despite the decline in sales,
Yeah.
interest in the art market remains strong.
Oh.
The number of visitors to art fairs is still increasing,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of buzz around Korean art,
Yeah.
both domestically and internationally.
That's good.
This suggests that the correction we're seeing is likely a temporary adjustment rather than a sign of a long-term decline.
And that's reassuring to hear. So it's still a good time to be involved in the Korean art market,
I think so.
even if things are a bit more cautious right now.
Absolutely. Now let's dive into some specific artists who are dominating the auction scene.
Okay.
The big names that everyone's clamoring for.
Let's hear it.
When it comes to Korean artists, the top 5 in the domestic auction market are consistently
Okay.
Lee Ufan,
Uh-huh.
Kim Won-ki,
Mm-hmm.
Yoo Young-kook,
Okay.
Park Seo-bo.
And Lee Bae.
These are the masters of Korean modern and contemporary art,
They are.
the ones whose works consistently fetch top dollar at auction.
Precisely. And their works are achieving impressive prices. For instance, Lee Ufan's 1978 painting from Line was sold at Christie's New York for about $1.5 million US.
That's a testament to his global recognition
It is.
and the enduring appeal of dansekwa,
Mm-hmm.
the Korean monochrome painting movement,
Right.
which emphasizes materiality,
Uh-huh.
gesture,
Yeah.
and a meditative approach to art making.
Exactly. And while dansekwa has been a major force in Korean art for decades,
Right.
it's exciting to see a growing interest in contemporary Korean artists.
Oh, really?
Like Kim Chang-yeol,
Okay.
known for his Water Drops series.
Interesting.
His meditative and captivating works resonate with collectors.
And his auction prices have been on an upward trend,
Oh,
particularly after his passing in 2021.
There's often a surge in demand for an artist's work after their passing,
There is.
which can be both a testament to their legacy and a reflection of the market's response to scarcity.
It's a bittersweet reality of the art world.
It is.
Now, shifting gears to international artists,
Okay.
it's no surprise that big names like Andy Warhol,
Right.
Pablo Picasso,
Mhm.
Jean-Michel Basquiat,
Yep.
and Gerhard Richter continue to dominate the global auction market.
They're the titans of the art world,
They are.
the ones whose works command top dollar no matter where they're sold.
However, it's interesting to note that in the Korean auction market,
Yeah.
the most popular international artist is Yayoi Kusama.
The queen of polka dots.
That's right.
Her playful and vibrant works seem to have a universal appeal,
I do.
transcending cultural boundaries.
Exactly. And she's a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Her works are highly sought after worldwide, and she consistently ranks among the top-selling artists at auction.
It's amazing.
It's a testament to her enduring appeal and her ability to connect with audiences across cultures.
Now, before we wrap up our deep dive into the Korean art world,
Right.
I want to touch on something that's crucial to its success.
Yeah.
The people behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
the art professionals who are connecting Korean art to the world.
Right.
We often focus on the artists and the collectors,
Uh-huh.
but it's important to acknowledge the curators,
Yeah.
the art historians,
Mm-hmm.
the gallerists who are working tirelessly to promote Korean artists,
Right.
organize exhibitions,
Yeah.
and build relationships with international institutions.
They are the unsung heroes of the Korean art world.
For sure.
The ones who are laying the groundwork for Korean art's global recognition.
Right.
And they're achieving remarkable things. We have Korean curators heading major museums
Right.
like the Met,
Huh.
LACMA,
Okay.
the Denver Art Museum,
Interesting.
SF MoMA, and the Singapore Art Museum.
That's amazing.
They're curating biennials,
Okay.
leading research initiatives,
Mhm.
and shaping the global art conversation.
It's inspiring to see Korean art professionals making their mark on the international stage,
It is.
bringing their unique perspectives and expertise to some of the world's most prestigious institutions.
And let's not forget the art historians who are providing crucial scholarship and context,
Right.
helping us understand Korean art within a broader art historical framework.
Yeah.
People like Joan Key,
Right.
whose book on Dansekwa has been instrumental in its reevaluation and global recognition,
Wow.
are doing essential work in expanding our understanding of Korean art's significance and impact.
It's so important to have that scholarly foundation,
It is.
that deeper understanding of the historical and cultural context that shapes Korean art.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we have Korean gallerists working in major international galleries,
Good deal.
like Thaddeus Ropac,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Perot and
Yeah.
Beast, White Cube, Gagosian,
Yep.
and Hauser and Wirth.
They're connecting Korean artists with global collectors, placing their works in prestigious collections, and ensuring that Korean art is represented on the world stage
Right.
alongside some of the biggest names in contemporary art.
It's a collective effort.
It
A
is.
network of passionate and dedicated individuals working together to bring Korean art to the forefront of the global art scene.
I agree.
Now for the final piece of our deep dive.
Yeah.
Let's consider the factors that are empowering these art professionals
Mhm.
and fueling the success of Korean art as a whole.
Okay.
One major factor that can't be ignored is the Korean wave.
Ah, yes, the global phenomenon that has brought Korean culture
Right.
from K-pop to K-dramas
Mm-hmm.
to the forefront of popular culture.
Yeah.
It's created a ripple effect,
Yeah.
generating a worldwide interest in all things Korean,
Uh-huh.
including art.
It's like a halo effect,
Right.
where the success of one area of Korean culture shines a light on others, sparking curiosity and creating a receptive audience for Korean art, music, fashion, and cuisine.
Precisely. Korean art is now riding this wave of cultural popularity,
Is.
benefiting from the increased visibility and curiosity generated by the Korean wave.
Okay.
It's introduced Korean aesthetics and storytelling to a global audience,
Yeah.
paving the way for a deeper appreciation of Korean art in all its forms.
It's amazing to see how cultural trends can have such a tangible impact on the art world.
Yeah.
It's not just about aesthetics anymore. It's about cultural context, global narratives, and the stories that art tells.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not forget about another crucial element, that's fueling the success of Korean art.
Yeah.
Financial support.
Absolutely. Both the Korean government and corporations are playing a significant role in supporting Korean art and its global expansions. Organizations like the Korea Foundation and the Korea Arts Management Service are providing funding for overseas exhibitions, artist residencies, and educational programs.
They're essentially acting as cultural ambassadors, helping to connect Korean artists with a wider audience and fostering a deeper understanding of Korean art and culture.
Exactly. They are the backbone of the Korean art world's international outreach, creating opportunities for artists to showcase their work on a global stage and build connections with international institutions.
And then, of course, we have the corporate giants like Samsung and LG,
Right.
who are partnering with major museums like the Met and the Guggenheim to create curatorial positions, sponsor exhibitions, and build world-class collections.
It's a win-win situation. These corporations get to enhance their image and demonstrate their commitment to supporting the arts while also contributing to the growth and global recognition of Korean art. It's a testament to the belief in the power of art to enhance Korea's global image and contribute to its cultural legacy.
It's a smart strategy. Art is a powerful tool for soft diplomacy and cultural exchange. It can build bridges, spark conversations, and foster a sense of connection across borders.
Absolutely. And it's not just the big corporations. We see smaller companies like Paradise Cultural Foundation supporting innovative projects like Paradise Art Lab, which fosters the convergence of art and technology, further pushing the boundaries of artistic expression.
It's truly inspiring to see this level of support for the arts, both from government institutions and private corporations. It speaks to a collective belief in the power of art to shape culture, inspire innovation, and create a more vibrant and interconnected world.
It's this multifaceted approach, this combination of government support, corporate patronage, and artistic talent that is fueling the success of Korean art.
Yeah.
It's creating a dynamic ecosystem where creativity can flourish and artists can truly thrive.
So to wrap up our deep dive into the Korean art world, it's safe to say that Korean art is thriving.
It is.
It's captivating global audiences,
Yeah.
and it's poised for even greater success in the years to come.
It's a dynamic and exciting scene to watch, and we're certain to see Korean artists continue to make their mark on the international art world, pushing boundaries, challenging conventions, and enriching the global art conversation with their unique perspectives and creative visions.
Well, that's it for this week's deep dive into the vibrant and ever-evolving world of Korean art. Don't forget to follow us and add the show to your favorites so you never miss a deep dive.